Summer is right around the corner and a lot of families are ready to hit the outdoors. And while there are summer sports going on, it can also be a time for your kids to take breaks. We're joined by Dr. Alison Brooks this morning, a pediatric sports medicine physician with UW Health Kids in Madison, to talk about why this can be so important. Dr. Brooks, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Well, let's jump into it. Why is it so important that kids don't focus all of their time and energy on competitive sports?
Well, I really think summer is a great time for kids to try new things and to take a break from competitive sports. Playing a sport year round can lead to, injury and burnout, and there's not, you know, a guarantee that it's going to lead, to ultimate, success. And there's also a really good evidence that being outside, being in nature is really good for kids of all ages.
Yeah, it
Kids are
seems
more physically, yeah, kids are more physically active when they're outside. They're curious, they're creative, they do better in the classroom. And I think a big part of that right now is mental health. There's less anxiety, stress and depression. And this is true for adults too. So you can be outside together as a family.
definitely, it's very grounding, even just going to camp or running around for a moment. But what are some other options that parents can give their kids to keep them active and enjoying their time outside?
Yeah, I would just encourage families to think about, there are other ways to spend your time than hours and hours of driving to sports tournaments and, more and more games and games. And so think about all the outdoor opportunities that might be close to you in your community. And in our state, we are really fortunate to live in a state with wonderful outdoor natural resources, playgrounds, parks, community gardens, lakes, trails, paths, even your own backyard can be a great place for kids to explore.
Definitely. And so, what about the kids who are still playing those summer sports, like baseball, for example? What can parents do to make sure that they are staying healthy and keeping up with their sport as well?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that, playing some sports in the summer, isn't an okay thing to do, but maybe think about, trying to limit how much scheduled sport commitments your kids have during the summer and allow more time, for your family to have fun and just, plain old free play for kids. And, it's also a great time for kids to try other sports, right? If volleyball is their thing, maybe summer is a good time to actually to try something different. Maybe they want to swim or they want to go to camp, or learn how to play frisbee golf. So I think just allowing kids a chance to try other activities that they might really enjoy and to take a break from something that that doing year round maybe isn't the recipe for success.
Summer sports are the best. Getting outside and being in the sun, it's wonderful. Well, Dr. Brooks, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me. Have a great day.
You as well. And up next, the